Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome to my channel. Welcome to all of our subscribers, both new and long term. And today we're going to kick off our series from Papercraft Society Box 45. I meant to bring the box down to show you what it looks like and I forgot, it's still on the other side of the room. But never mind, we're going to use various elements and we're going to make a double Z fold wreath card. I know that's a bit of a mouthful, it probably won't say that by the time the video goes up, but all right, you never know. Anyway, but that's what we're going to do. So we need to start with a card base, and for this you will need two pieces of 6 by 6. So when it's folded, it's 6 by 6. So if you're cutting your own, it's 12 by 6. And all you need to do, you don't need to, if you want to score it, you can score it at 3 and 6 if you want to. But I didn't do that because it's a gatefold. It's ever so easy. All I did was I folded it in half as if we were going to make an ordinary or a standard 6 by 6, and then I just folded it back and scored both lines. That's all you need. That's all you need to do. But if you feel you want to put it in your scoreboard, by all means do. That's fine. And it'll open like that. And because it's a double one, we're going to need to make two of these. And I've done this one in exactly the same way. So I've just folded it in half, folded one half back, and given the scores or the creases a good burnish with my finger. So there we go. And on the back of here I've got some double-sided tape, and I'm just going to take the backing tape off, just pop that over there. And what we're going to do, you've probably guessed what we're going to do, but to make this next step a little bit easier, as I said, we have got double-sided tape, but over the double-sided tape I'm going to put a little bit of glue stick. In fact, I'm going to put a bit of glue stick all the way over the back. This doesn't add to or take away from the stickiness of the tape. All it does, it gives us a bit more time so it doesn't stick instantly. So if you don't get it where you want it first time, you've got a little bit of time, not a great deal, but you have got a bit of time just to pick it up and start again. So I'm going to line mine up with the centre fold, put it down like that. So if you line it up reasonably carefully, you should be okay. So we haven't got a lot of wiggle room once it's put down, but that's all right. And then that will fold in like that eventually. But we need quite a bit of colour before we get to that stage. And if you've got, I've got there a tiny weeny bit that's hanging over. Now I'm not going to bother with that, but if, well, I wouldn't normally bother with that, but if it really bothers you, just take a pair of scissors. I doubt if anyone would notice, to be honest, but if it really bothers you, just take a pair of scissors and chop the thing off. Job done. So now we need a central panel, and I've used one of the pink cards from the pack and I've cut it down to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So it's a 5 3/4 square. So you've got that little gap, and all of these measurements will be in the description box below the video at the end. By the time you get to watch this, it will all be in the description box. And all I'm going to do, if I pop that up there, I've got some glue stick. So I'm going to pop this on the back like that. Then we're going to start adding some colour. Make sure you get it into those corners so that it doesn't lift, because we don't want that. So pop that over there. And I'm not putting tape on this. This is just ordinary glue stick. And I'm going to, and if you can use tape if you wish. But if you use glue stick, or any type, you can use tacky glue if you want. But if you use a glue, you've got time to get it into place. You've got a bit of what they call wiggle time, or wiggle room. So now we've got a nice little centre there. And we're going to put the star of our show on that, but not yet, because we've got a couple of other mats to deal with first. So on this side and this side, I've used another piece of the plain little dusky pink, and this measures 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. And again, we are going to pop some glue on the back, just very, very quickly. We're going to get this put together so fast, if you blink, you'll miss it. So we're going to pop that one in there, and we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So we're going to do this card, we're going to put this card together in real time, as they say. Just to show how quickly, once everything's cut out and measured and everything, putting it together goes really fast. So we're going to put it together in real time. What takes the time is the colouring, which you'll see a bit later on. Not too much later. So I've got 2 more panels do you know what? I'm going to save those panels. We have got some panels, but I think it's time to bring the star of our show in. And the star of our show was that beautiful stamp, which was this one here. Let me just pop that forward a bit so that you can see it a bit better. And I've used my alcohol pens to colour that in. And I don't like white edges. I know some people think it looks nice, but I don't like white edges once I've cut something. That's just a personal preference. So I filled it in with one of the greens. And on the back, I have got some, this time I've put foam tape, not foam pads, but foam tape. And I was going to lay this down and just take all the backing tape off before I started the video, but I didn't think of it, so I didn't. But it doesn't matter, it won't take long, she says hopefully. So we're just going to quickly peel it all off. The other problem with not doing it beforehand, you don't know which bits you've done. So, and if we don't do it all, it won't stick. So we're going to take that off. I think we're there now. Yeah. And I'm going to pop this. If you're doing a 6x6, you'll need to make sure that the top of the stamp, more or less, touches the top of your card. So I'm going to put mine there in the middle, like that. And already it's looking really pretty. And I have done another one, like that. So again, I've got some tape on, or foam tape on the back. Not quite so much, so this time it should come off a bit quicker. So that's good news, isn't it? So we'll oops, I just knocked my glue over, but it's all right. It didn't go anywhere. It just fell over. So what I'm going to do with that one is I've coloured it in the same way, but because I've reversed it, this little flower is opposite this one on the diagonal, which I rather like. And we're going to line it up like that. So because it's tape, you don't get a second chance. So line it up how you want it. Now I've done something slightly different. So you've got a nice sort of wreath with these two flowers like that. And I like that flower. It's a really nice flower. Don't ask me what type of flower it is because I couldn't tell you. But what I've done, I've cut two more of these flowers again. I've just hand cut this. I've cut it out with a pair of scissors, or as some people call it, fussy cut. And again, I've got some foam tape on the back. But what I'm going to do, rather than just, it's a type of decoupage, this technique. So I'm not going to just put it like that though. I'm going to offset the petal. So you put a petal within a petal. So if you want your flower to be a bit more full, that's what you can do. You can just cut out, you have to stamp it again, obviously, but then just cut this flower out on its own, or whichever one. You could do some of these others if you want to, and just offset them. So you've got a petal within a petal like that. And that sits down there like that. And then you've got a really pretty three-dimensional wreath. But we're not done yet, so don't run off yet. So now I've used this gorgeous pink and white watercolour effect. Let me just sweep this to one side just for a minute, because we don't need it just for a minute. So we are going to, these are the 2.5 by 5.5. And let me just pop that up there so that you can see what I'm doing. Just about. So we're going to quickly put this on there like that. Again, getting into those corners. And which way do I want it? I think I want this white bit towards the bottom. I tried it like that and I didn't really like it, but so whichever bit it falls to, whichever part the pattern falls to, when you cut this out, just decide where you want it or how you want it, whether you want the white at the top or the bottom, and lay it down accordingly. And I've done another bit, and the beauty of this, because it's a sort of like a random watercolour, you've got a different pattern. So you've got a slightly different pattern on each end. So again, we're going to just glue this very quickly together, or lay it down. So pop that on there like that, pick it up, and again I'm going to keep the white to the bottom. So we'll just pop that down like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to spread that out just a wee bit. That's a little bit better. I just wanted to pop it out so you can see the fall. So you can see it fall. Now, the only other thing I've done a couple of other bits and pieces. We're nearly there, guys. From the watercolour card, if you were watching my unboxing, there were some beautiful watercolour cards with some very faint outlines. But the faintness is so that the outline doesn't show when you've coloured them in. And what I've done, I've cut out a leaf and a flower from the watercolour card, coloured them with my alcohol markers. And what I've done, again, we're going to use we're going to use a glue. We're going to use our glue stick because it's quick and easy. And you can use tape for this if you want to, but we don't want this to be too bulky. And again, if you use glue, you've got time to position it. So originally, I cut the flower and the leaf all in one. But then I decided I didn't want so much of the leaf showing. So if you cut the flower and the leaf separately, you can decide how much leaf you want showing once you've put your flower on. And you can decide which way round you want your flower, of course. I want mine like that, but I don't want too much leaf showing. So I think I want mine like that. So I've done another one for the other side. So we're just going to quickly pop this on. Then we've just got one more thing to do after that, and we are done, guys. So I told you it was going to be a quick one. So we're going to put that. Now, we could put it down there in the opposite bottom corner, or we could put it in the top corner. Now, I haven't thought about the bottom. So what do you think? Bottom or top? Do you know what? I think I'm going to put it down there. That's not where I planned to put it, but I rather like that. So we're going to put that there. And very quickly, we're going to pop some glue on the back of that flower. Nice big splodge of glue so it doesn't come off. And which way should we put the flower? Not that it really matters. And I'm going to pop that there like that. So actually I rather like that on the diagonal. And there's only one more thing I've done. One thing I haven't done is put the glue stick with the lid on. If you're going to use a glue stick, make sure you put the lid on because they dry out very quickly, especially in this heat. If it's hot like it is here, it's going to dry. So I just used an ordinary black and I've found the stamp Have a Fantastic Day. And once again, I've got some foam tape on the back. Get off. And where am I going to put it? I'm not quite sure. I think I'm going to put it, I don't want to cover too much of that up, although it doesn't really matter. So I think I am going to put it there. I could have put it there. But have a fantastic day. So isn't that beautiful? I like that. So this may go into an envelope, but you might need to make a box envelope for it or a bouncy envelope. So that will fold up like that. So when your recipient sees the card, they will open, or you could make a gift box if you wanted to. And they will see it like that. And when they open it, they will see this beautiful wreath and it stands really nicely. So if I rock it backwards, you'll see how beautifully it stands. So I'll keep it flat so that you can see it. I'll leave it like that. So there you go, guys. There is our first project from Papercraft Society Box 45. And I'll be back very soon with another one for you. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying these videos and you're not a subscriber yet, please do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Again, if you've enjoyed it, do give me a thumbs up because it helps the good old YouTube algorithm. Leave me any comments you'd like to. And if you think someone else might like this video, please do hit that share button. We quite often, or at least I often, forget that we've got a share button so you can share these videos. So please do that as well if you think someone else might enjoy it. A fellow subscriber or perhaps someone who's just loves papercraft. So share this, comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. That would be absolutely fantastic if you could do that. And I will see you soon with the next one. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching this one. I do appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Have fun. Have a great weekend. And as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye for now.